To quote Hamlet, they say that brevity is the soul of wit, and I'll keep it short for you guys then. I don't think this movie is that great. Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ Marino and I'm so excited to dive into this video, mostly because I am confused by the reaction to this. Not fully, but we'll talk about it. Yes, I'm talking about the new Chloé Zhao film, Hamnet. I guess first and foremost, I have to kind of say my weird track record with director Chloé Zhao. I've only seen 2 films from the woman, and I think she is such a powerhouse in the film industry, just kind of quickly coming into like film, making a big splash, and then kind of making her own little lane. And I think that's interesting, and I applaud that, especially for a female filmmaker. We don't have someone who kind of was like, cool, thank you for my Oscar, I'm gonna go make a Marvel movie, and I'm gonna go do whatever I want to do. I applaud and appreciate that. But to go with that, I hated Nomadland. I did not like that movie at all. I was very confused about it during that awards season, but I kind of liked her weird Marvel movie, The Eternals. I thought she did very good with the scale of that film, with making it feel larger than life, that gods and monsters story. I was like, oh, Chloe, I think you're good there. Actually, I think she might be a better big blockbuster filmmaker than a lot of people give her credit for, because going back to another soft, somber, quiet indie film like Hamnet, I don't like it. I just think there's a sensibility to Chloé Zhao that is definitely not my sensibility. She is understated. I can say it's a little overrated, but I do think she's an understated filmmaker, and that is not my aesthetic. I'm big, bombastic. I like horror films. I wear loud, ugly clothing. Like, I truly don't think me and Chloé Zhao have the same aesthetic, and that's okay. But to be a film critic and see her films, it's always like, I want to like you, I want to support you, I want to be like a big fan, but I just don't think me and her connect in the filmmaking sensibility, because Hamnet is a film that I found honestly tedious to get through. I found myself struggling to want to finish it, and it's like, the performances are fine. We'll talk about some main person in this movie that I think is being very overshadowed. But yeah, it's a fine film. I just wasn't emotionally gripped by it. I feel like I was 10 steps ahead of the movie emotionally, where I was like, oh, that's sad. And then it's just like, and now here's more of that sadness. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. It just, I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't being able to like vibe with the characters, feel fully immersed in this experience. There was one heartbreaking scene in the middle of this movie where Jessie Buckley gets to basically do her Oscar reel moment. I'm like, there it is, girl. But then that's kind of how I feel about the whole movie, where I'm like, oh, you're also trying to have your Oscar clip moment. Oh, this is very Oscar baity, and I hate using that word, but this is the first movie I've seen this award season outside of like the Bruce Springsteen biopic, where I'm like, oh, we're making an Oscar movie. Like, we're making a movie for the awards circuit. It's hard because like I know filmmakers want the prestige. I know filmmakers want to make this, but it feels like Chloé Zhao specifically is making art for the awards market, and that could be very powerful, could be very, interesting. And I think I want to see Chloe go the Christopher Nolan route, where she's making big movies, because again, I think she does good in a bigger scale, where she is a bit more bombastic. I think her quiet approach in a big world really does work. You know who that would remind me of is Christopher Nolan, who does big, powerful work, but also knows how to balance it in that indie world. And again, that's not to say Chloé Zhao is a bad filmmaker. I don't want her to like lose her essence, but I just think her power is not within these smaller, quieter movies. And I know people are loving and praising this movie and called it very emotional. I just wasn't allowed. The movie kept me at a distance. It just wasn't allowing me to fully get immersed in that emotional moment. And I'm like, what's the disconnect? And it just felt very awardsy, and it felt very pretentious.
You need to leave!
And I hate using that word, because there are so many pretentious filmmakers, and I usually don't want to like call them out, because I think sometimes thinking your art is more important than what it is. Like, being pretentious is fine, because again, if you're not saying your art is the best thing ever, who else is gonna say it? I like that approach usually, but this is a filmmaker who just feels like you're gonna feel emotional by this. Oh, this is the scene where you're gonna cry, and I'm like, sure, but like, I don't know, no, like you have to push more than just having these emotional moments. I want to feel it. I want to feel punched in the face by the emotion. And Chloé Zhao is not a puncher. She's not going to overly impact you with these moments. She's just going to let them play out. And again, it just doesn't work for me. And I know she's a powerful filmmaker. I know that something else is within her. But just within this, like comparing this to Nomadland, they're just movies that I found, and I hate to say this, kind of boring. The film Hamnet follows the story of Agnes Shakespeare and William Shakespeare. We see their early meet cute. We see their early days, and it's so cute and so sweet. And then we start seeing the bad side of William Shakespeare, because my goodness, I don't think this man is a good dude. I found myself very annoyed by Shakespeare this whole movie, where Agnes, she was such a powerhouse of a woman, and I felt her more than I felt William Shakespeare. But that would also go to, I don't really love Paul Mescal in this film. I have not seen the movie for Paul Mescal. I've seen him in multiple films. I've never really enjoyed his work. And I think he's getting outclassed in this movie by Jessie Buckley. Hell, I think Jacoby Jupe, who plays Hamnet, he is eating everybody up. Where I just feel like the Shakespeare character, either he's underwritten or he's underperformed by Paul Mescal. Because truly, this is Jessie Buckley's movie. This is all about Agnes Shakespeare, what she goes through, the pain of it, trying to get this relationship, trying to keep this family together while Shakespeare is doing his own thing. And I'm like, oh my goodness. It was like the reverse of another movie I saw from Netflix this year, Train Dreams, which is about a woman raising her children, her child with, her man absent, as he's building the railroads. So, but we're focusing on that male character here. This movie is heavily about Agnes Shakespeare, but I'm like, okay, like, fine, and I feel bad for her story, but there just wasn't enough meat on the bones in this story to make it the compelling 2 hours that it was.
We get it. It was grim. Move on.
I just thought I wasn't able to really understand and get the motivations, the character drive, all of these things that I'm a character person. I want to understand, even if it's a small, brief supporting character. Look at someone like Aunt Gladys in Weapons. She had this much screen time compared to some of the other characters, but I was like, oh, I want to know more. Give me her details. I want a 2-hour backstory on this person. I never felt that about any character here. I never wanted to go further with these characters more than what this film was telling me. And it's William Shakespeare. I've seen Shakespeare in Love. I should be invested in this man's world and drama. I want to know why we were making Hamlet. I want to see the inspiration behind that. But when I saw it, I'm like, oh, okay. And I maybe that's cold of me, of the tragedy of losing a child wasn't enough to break me down. I have a 7-8-year-old stepson. I'm definitely easy to trigger with sad stuff about kids and movies, but I just wasn't gripped by this, and I'm so confused, because again, Jessie Buckley is trying. There's a scene where a tragedy happens and she is so distraught, and it's so guttural, and I feel oh, I see it, but I'm at arm's length. I'm not able to fully connect. It's the filmmaking, it's the writing, it's the performance that feels good, but it doesn't feel excellent, and it's confusing, it's frustrating. I want to like this more than what it is. I just found myself frustrated each and every turn. You know what else I find a bit frustrating with this movie, to use that word once again? I found the camera work frustrating. I found the editing frustrating. Scenes would be so far away, so pulled back and holding there for a while. And I'm like, can I zoom in? Can we cut the scene? And I know Chloé Zhao was a co-editor for this, and I know that she was, I think, a co-writer as well. I just think maybe Chloe would work better in a script not written by her and then not edited by her. It's very a singular vision, and that's a struggle with most filmmakers that do this. I feel this way with I Love Zack Snyder, but I'm like, can we get another writer in there? Can we get someone other than you? Oh, now you're doing your own cinematography. Great. Sometimes these one-man shows can be a bit dominated by just their aesthetic and their style. I know Autuer Theory is such a big thing within high prestige filmmakers. They want this production to be all of them. It's all of their soul bare there. And I think Chloé Zhao could be a bit better with more co's and less of her, or just maybe not even doing editing, maybe not even doing the writing, just bringing their work to life, because she's a good director. You can see that she understands what to do to get these moments here, but I don't know if it's the writing or the editing or the camera work that is just making it feel hollow and not allowing me to get really immersed in it. It's like I see all the makings of that Oscar baiting movie. I called it, but I'm not being able to be baited to give him the Oscar. Like it's a weird thing. The camera work in this especially, like I remember Nomadland is the issues I had with that movie, finding it to be interesting to look at least, and the way the camera moved. But here, like the blocking of some shots where I'm like, why would you place that person there and we're having a conversation over there? Like, it just goes down to the bare bones of this thing where I just didn't get it. I just did not understand why we did that scene, why we kept that scene that way, why we put the camera up in a over almost like a looking down shot. I'm like, is this supposed to be God looking down on these people making this decision? Like, what's the motivation? What is the motivation was my feeling this whole movie. Why are we doing that? What is the point of this? Why is the scene going on so long? I just kept going, why? It just, again, I was so frustrated by the end of this, and I did not expect Hamnet out of any movie this year to frustrate me. But I think, again, that frustration lies in I wanted to like this. I wanted to at least go, you know what, Nomadland, that was just one story of yours that I did not like, because I liked Eternals, but now I'm like, ooh, two films I did not like and one weird blockbuster that nobody else likes and I like. Like, I think, I'm not even trying to be a contrarian about it. I just truly was like, what is wrong with me? Like, I sat there for 30 minutes after this movie going, is it me? Am I the problem? And then I saw some of the newer reviews popping on Letterboxd, and I'm like, okay, I see some of those other 2.5 stars. I see that light 2-star or maybe that weak 3-star review. Oh, I'm not alone in it. So it feels like the newer reactions are getting much different than those early reactions to Hamnet. And I'm curious if maybe that's maybe people seeing it at home and we needed the big bombastic theater experience where we're all like sobbing together to feel it. But at home, I just didn't feel anything. Well, everyone, that is it for my review of the movie Hamnet by Chloé Zhao. I can see this definitely making it to the Oscars. It doesn't seem like it's going to be on my Critics' Choice ballot. I think there's other movies that are far more emotionally gripping. I thought Train Dreams, which had a very similar vibe and aesthetic, was a bit better than this. I think, I don't know what could beat One Battle After Another, or K-Pop Demon Hunters, Sinners, even smaller films, like I said, like Train Dreams. I think No Other Choice, amazing. I think there's other movies this year that deserve the spotlight Hamnet is getting. Is it the best film ever made, as we see in some of the marketing? No, but if that person feels that way, I'm glad they felt it. I just don't feel it. So I want to know where you stand on this movie. Do you like Hamnet? How are you with Chloé Zhao movies? Do you like her aesthetic? Do you not like her aesthetic? Share your thoughts down in the comments below. Subscribe to Flickering Myth for more videos like this, and give us a thumbs up if you did enjoy, because YouTube takes those thumbs up way too seriously. Also, if you're on mobile, there's a new hype thing. I don't know if we have it, but if it's down there, maybe hype us up. Who knows? YouTube is changing, but you know what's not changing? I want to know your thoughts. That's always going to be there. So let's talk about Hamnet right down below.